So, the San Jose Sharks are putting in the work. They have been aggressive today with 2 trades. Let's go out there and talk about the first one from earlier this morning. The Buffalo Sabres have acquired the 14th and 42nd overall picks from the San Jose Sharks in exchange for the 11th overall pick. That's it. If we go over to the press release on the Sabres website, this shouldn't be a long article at all. No, it's not. The Buffalo Sabres have acquired the 14th overall pick and the 42nd overall pick in exchange for the 11th overall pick. The Sabres now hold 9 picks in the NHL draft, which will begin tomorrow, etc., and you can see this all here. But if you wanted to go over to Tankathon, because this gives us a better illustration as to where everything is, the San Jose Sharks, of course, they already have themselves the first overall pick. They'll be taking Macklin Celebrini, but with this in mind, they ended up going from 14 to 11, and the price to do that was the 42nd overall pick. They go up only 3 spots, and it costs them a full-out second-round pick to do that. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, that's maybe a bit of a steep price to move up only 3 spots. Yeah, it really is. And when you think about some of the analyses done over here, this is what Darren Dreger said is a sneaky trade. Kevyn Adams is willing to be aggressive. Meanwhile, Jeff Skinner's future remains in question. The buyout before June 30 is most likely, unless Skinner waives his no-move clause. So San Jose really pushing it here. We have some other people going out there and talking about the possibilities of this. You had NRD talking about how the price to get inside the top 7, I've heard, was massive. Celebrini and Eiserman. Nice, Dan says. NRD then replied saying, it's possible the Sharks just jumped the queue on the Flyers to get Cole Eiserman. Now, Philadelphia is right there in that 12th overall spot. If Eiserman really is the guy that San Jose is targeting here, to play with Macklin Celebrini long-term, that sounds like an absolute amazing pairing. Now, sorry, I'm just kind of looking at the chart here. My goodness, the San Jose Sharks had a .287 points percentage. That's terrible. They do need Macklin Celebrini and potentially a Cole Eiserman-like goal scorer to settle into their forward core the next few years. Having that with Will Smith and William Eklund, yeah, that sounds pretty great. You also had yourself some other thoughts going out there. Grant McCagg said this, San Jose moving from 14 to 11 tells me that they are banking on one of the 6 touted defensemen to be there at 11. That their biggest need is on defense, I think that is a decent bet. So McCagg is going out there talking about 14-11 defensemen. And we had ourselves some other people talking about Eiserman, top scorers, who really knows. Lots of possibilities here for the San Jose Sharks to bolster up their prospect pool with the 11th overall pick. Of course, you could have gotten a really good pickup in the 42nd overall spot that you had traded away to move up only 3 picks, but if you really, really want a guy and you're not sure that he's going to be available when you're drafting at 14, you do everything you can to try to get that guy, right? Sure, if that guy was available, it could have been all fine and dandy, but it seems like the San Jose Sharks do not want to take any chances. They have a guy that they want to take just outside of the top 10. Who knows? Maybe they'll make another trade. Maybe they'll try to move up even further. The price to move up into the top 7 is huge, so maybe the Sharks try to just settle in this 8, 9, 10 range if they really wanted to push for a guy that they're interested in. If you go over to the San Jose Sharks cap-friendly page and you take a look at the picks that they have, I mean, it's easy to see why they were comfortable doing this. They already had themselves another second-round pick in this year's NHL draft with the Tampa Bay Lightning pick from, I believe that was the Jake Wallman trade. Oh, that was recent. Yeah, a few days ago. Thanks, Steve Eiserman. So because the Sharks got that pick for free, I guess it makes their other 42nd overall pick expendable to do this kind of a trade to move up. So that's, I think, the philosophy that we're rolling with here. But of course, this isn't just the only trade that the San Jose Sharks ended up making. We had ourselves this trade, the LA Kings tweeting out that they have acquired Kyle Burroughs from the Sharks in exchange for forward Carl Grundstrom. So, out from San Jose is Burroughs. into San Jose is Grundstrom, and this kind of aligns with that idea that Grant McKegg was talking about. If the San Jose Sharks really want a defenseman to be there at 11th, and they're maybe thinking about rushing that guy in, they want to get that guy as soon as possible into the NHL, then Kyle Burroughs going out opens up that roster spot. Now, Burroughs is a great guy. I actually met him personally at the Minoru, Troy Stetcher, Richmond skate foundation thing that was going on last year. Had a picture taken with Kyle Burroughs and everything. The guy's a great dude, but when it comes to his NHL play, I mean, he only had 8 points in 73 games played this previous season and was a minus 42. Now, these numbers aren't the worst thing in the world. It's because he's playing on San Jose. But Burroughs is a physical guy. He blocks a lot of shots, a lot of shots. Him and Mario Ferraro were just shot-blocking machines for the San Jose Sharks this most previous season. And when it comes to being a normal depth defenseman who plays maybe 40 to 50 games a year, Kyle Burroughs does his job just fine. He was a Vancouver Canuck for 2 seasons. I was really impressed with the way he was able to handle himself at the NHL level. Was honestly kind of sad when they didn't bring him back. But honestly, he had a pretty good season with the San Jose Sharks. He was totally fine. And so for Kyle Burroughs, there certainly is an interesting connection with other Vancouver former defensemen on the LA Kings. I mean, you talk about the Troy Stetchers, you talk about the Alex Edlers, now you got Kyle Burroughs over there. It's kind of funny, but the LA Kings are getting themselves a workhorse who can put in the work defensively, who can play some okay minutes, and who can provide some sort of a penalty-killing presence. I like this player a lot, if you can already tell, and I think the LA Kings are getting a good one. Meanwhile, for the San Jose Sharks, they're bolstering up their forward core even more, getting more super Swedes, from William Macklin to Fabian Zetterlund. Now they've got Carl Grundstrom, 26 years old, 6 feet, 194, left-handed winger who had 12 points in 50 games played this most recent season with the LA Kings. He's always been more of a middle-to-bottom six caliber guy who provided a little bit more of an agitative, speedy presence himself. He wasn't really too impressive the past few years, unfortunately, but Grundstrom has had a lot of time bouncing up and down between the Ontario Reign and the LA Kings and everything. I mean, he's had a lot of experience in the NHL, just hasn't really been able to bolster up his production. With a bigger role in San Jose, I could totally see that coming to fruition. The Sharks have forward spots available for grabs. That entire team, pretty much, you could say, is all over the place. We don't know who's going to be where and where these lines are going to place themselves, especially with Macklin, Celebrini making the roster next year. I mean, look at the names they have that are under contract for next season. Will Smith? Okay, that's going to be a really great one. Would love to see Will Smith play with Celebrini and Eklund. Of course, you're not going to do that right away, but that'd be nice. Fabian Zetterlund, as we had talked about. Barclay Goodrow. Nico Sturm. Let's go, Nico Sturm. Klim Kostan, I forgot that he was there. William Eklund, of course. Logan Couture. So this is a very weak team on paper. A lot of these guys could be better if you were to just believe in them a little bit more, and that's what I feel the San Jose Sharks are going to be aiming for in this next season's worth of play. Just seeing what sticks, seeing what works at the top of the lineup and rolling with that. And for Carl Grundstrom, this could be a pretty good opportunity for him to get a shot here. So the San Jose Sharks made 2 aggressive trades. They traded away Kyle Burroughs, they got Carl Grundstrom, and they traded away a full-on 42nd overall pick to move up only 3 spots in the 2024 NHL Entry Draft from 14 to 11. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these 2 San Jose Sharks trades. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.